Lauren Sanchez has been prepping for her wasteful wedding for a very long time. This isn't her first time marrying a billionaire, and after working as a quote reporter, she was able to make plenty of connections with very rich men, one of those being Jeff Bezos. And after their scandalous affair and messy leaked text messages, they threw the wedding of a century, with random celebrities showing up and some hooking up, all for the Bezos clout. So let's get into it. The more I learn about this wedding, the more tacky everything is. Like, you're telling me they had a silk-themed party and they gifted the women guests some black Amazon slippers. I guess Jeff just ordered those himself. And the men were gifted these VB Vincia velvet slippers, which I've never heard of, but they're over $100. So I don't know why the men were gifted nice slippers and the women were given Amazon slippers from the back. But really, everything goes back to this couple because they are just tacky in nature. And it made me question, where did Lauren Sanchez come from? Because now we're talking about her because of this wedding and her sightings with these celebrities who we had no idea she was friends with. I mean, we saw Katy Perry and Kim Kardashian go on her bachelorette trip, but I'm still not sold that they're as tight as they're trying to make them out to seem. There's definitely some narratives at play here, and I want to go back and look at who Lauren Sanchez is. You guys have probably heard her speak about her past as a reporter, and just to give you guys an idea of some of the great work she did, here's a throwback clip.
Not that I go that way,
Yes.
but you are one gorgeous girl.
You are so sweet. Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
I told you guys earlier, seriously, I wake up every morning, the first thing I do is like, oh my God, what is Jillian wearing?
Or not wearing.
Yeah.
Is the case. And you have a
Well, that's more the case.
You have a son, and you say to him, "No, you're not watching cartoons today. You're."
I make him go earmuffs, earmuffs.
All right.
Earmuffs.
How-
In.
Allow me to say, I do go that way, and you're looking pretty good. Okay? All right. What you...
Something I found surprising that I probably shouldn't have been surprised by was that Lauren has been linked to plenty of rich men. NFL star Tony Gonzalez and her were together back in the year 2000, and they even have a son together. Now, Lauren did do a lot of sports broadcasting back in the day, which is probably how she ended up meeting this man.
New Year's resolutions. I'm working out.
I
not.
never make them.
Said I would eat less. That's not happening. Said I would be nicer to my husband. That's definitely not happening.
You did really well, though. I mean, to go all the way to the
But when
finals.
you say you're going to win the whole shebang and you don't,
Still not bad.
you get to gloat. The other
Happy
team
Friday.
does.
And you know what? Tony is no Jeff Bezos, but he is worth $50 million. Now, Tony and Lauren never actually married, but she did marry this man named Patrick. Now, Patrick is rich, especially in Hollywood. He's one of the most powerful agents ever, and he owns one of the biggest agencies. They have 2 children together, and they were married for almost 15 years. And it makes sense why she got more gigs after her relationship with Patrick, because he could go and like industry plant her.
Girl who could barely read. Like, I was the girl in class that when they called on me to read, I'd start sweating. I'd freak out.
Yeah.
And then, I'd try to read it before, and hopefully I didn't have to read out loud.
Now, Patrick is worth at least $1.9 billion. So her first husband was already a billionaire. So she was already in like a comfortable lifestyle, which makes it like clear to me that she's just even more comfortable going and spending Jeff's money times 10 because he's got way more. Now, I do believe that she had an affair on Patrick with Jeff, and of course, Jeff had an affair on his wife as well. The relationship became public in January 2019, the same year that she got divorced from Patrick, and Jeff announced his divorce from Mackenzie Scott. Now, Mackenzie is Jeff's ex, and actually, she's donated over $19 billion to 2,000 nonprofit organizations since 2019. She's been huge when it comes to donating the money that she now has from her marriage with Jeff, and also she worked a lot to build up Amazon, so she's entitled to that. But it seems like she's had a different kind of approach to life opposed to the foam parties on a super yacht.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez just threw a wild foam party on their $500 million yacht, right as protesters vow to block their wedding in Venice. While the world watches and critics grow louder, the couple is soaking in sun and soap, completely unfazed by the chaos surrounding them.
She doesn't need to have a $50 million wedding. She'd rather go donate that to charity, which I think is admirable. Of course, she's super rich nonetheless, but she's at least donating and trying to help. And that's stuff on paper, not just like things they're talking about. I mean, I see them talking about how they brought so much money back to Venice and to the people there. And while I completely respect that, I also understand that like what she's doing is actually on paper helping. The relationship was announced in 2019. They got engaged in May 2023, and they are now just newly married.
Do you want to know how Lauren Sanchez landed a rich man like Jeff Bezos? She is enthusiastic. She has a childlike exuberance. Why is this so alluring? I mean, he's the richest guy like ever, so he can like live this really exciting life. Life is full of routine. So when you have someone that comes along and makes you feel alive, that is extremely magnetic. Do you know the number one reason people cheat? It's to feel alive. So when someone like him can have someone like her who has been described as a force and like just a little girl who's full of wonderment and her favorite word is magical, that's magical.
This comment reads, also, Lauren Sanchez is smart, the same generation as him, and he feels complete around her. Which, you know, it is nice that they're only like about 6 years difference because he could be a total creep and marry like a 20-year-old. Another person asks, so be chaotic? Got it. EC writes, easy. She was everything his ex-wife wasn't, for better or for worse. I didn't know much about the scandals involving Jeff and Lauren's relationship, but it got so messy. I'm talking that like Jeff Bezos' girlfriend, Lauren, at this time back in 2020, reportedly sent her brother text messages that were leaked to the National Enquirer. So for whatever reason, Lauren's brother got a hold of these messages with Jeff and basically sold them off to expose her. Lauren sent her brother these text messages that were later published in the National Enquirer, which is weird that Lauren would send this to her brother because the messages include messages like these. I want to smell you. I want to breathe you in. I want to hold you tight. I want to kiss your lips. I love you. I'm in love with you. She writes to Jeff, I love you, alive girl. I will show you with my body and my lips and my eyes very soon. Now, this actually caused a huge stir because the tabloids got it, and of course it makes Lauren and Jeff look really messy. Michael Sanchez, her brother, was actually indicted because they ended up suing the National Enquirer, which means we got even more evidence that was involved. There was a nude selfie in the bathroom while Jeff was wearing his wedding ring and nothing else but a white towel over the top of his region right there. Now, I don't think that it's anyone's business to go and pry into what had happened here. I mean, I think that they both clearly had an affair and they had cheated, but the text messages of them with pictures, I think that that could be saved, you know, somewhere else. The world does not need to know this, especially imagining them both. Like, they're just so weird to me. I saw a clip of Jeff Bezos laughing and just a compilation of it. And now that I've seen it, I'm going to make you guys see it because it is so creepy.
That's really good. A person who would
That is like an evil rich man laugh if I've ever heard one before. Now, I do want to talk about some of the after parties after the wedding had happened. They had some final get-togethers. It looks like the party started at 7 p.m. and went until 4 in the morning. It was a pajama-themed party with everyone wearing silk and their slippers, their Amazon slippers, remember? Best Dancer award goes to Jessica Alba. She was allegedly tearing up the dance floor. Looks like Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble were also seen on the dance floor a lot too. This comment reads, okay, now that the festivities have ended, let's go back to solving real life problems like homelessness, poverty, hunger, racism, and classism, which, you know, the homelessism is so bad in LA. Comment below if your city also has a problem with homelessness. I wish that they would do more for them. It does seem like some celebrities linked up. I originally thought that maybe Orlando Bloom and Kim Kardashian would hit it off, but it turns out that Orlando Bloom was more interested in Sydney and her Sweeneys. Orlando and Sydney were seen walking through Venice together, seemingly hungover. I mean, I'm just saying that because looking at these pictures of Sydney, she is strolling through and she looks like Anna Delvey. Like, there's just nothing there. Their outing was the following morning after they attended the over-the-top ceremony at the San Giorgio Maggiore Island venue, which I think had the gray carpet that we're all reading so hard. You cannot tell me that she's not going through it. Like, your girl is hungover, looking for a coffee, and she cannot find one. It looks like Ellie Goulding actually sang at the reception, which I love Ellie Goulding, so, you know, love her voice. Kind of a weird setting to be at, but you know what? She fits the list of millionaires, believe it or not. We will go through a list of all of the rich people who were in attendance, but here's a random clip of Orlando Bloom.
Okay. I want pizza as well. Bufala for me. Bufala. Yes.
And about Sydney Sweeney, I wouldn't get my hopes up because he was actually spotted leaving with a mystery woman after Bezos' party. So even though he said he wasn't going to try to hook up and find his next Katy Perry, it looks like he has found someone. And it looks like they are, or at least she is, surely happy to be in the back of that water taxi with him. Fresh from his shock split from Katy Perry, Orlando enjoyed a night with a mystery woman after Jeff and Lauren's wedding. It looks like they were actually forced to end the night early following a freak thunderstorm in Venice. And it looks like once he got into a boat with that woman, they got all cuddly, and that's where the photos came through. Following the reception, it looks like Sydney Sweeney, Orlando Bloom, Tom Brady, and members of the Kardashian family all partied together at some palace until 3 in the morning. The thing about Sydney Sweeney is that I don't think she's pressed whether Orlando Bloom took that mystery girl home or not, because she's someone who's going to test the waters. Like, she's going to make sure she knows exactly what she's getting into next, because there's also reports that she and Tom Brady were getting it down on the dance floor at the wedding. They also report that she was dancing with newly single Brooks Nader as well. So Sydney is keeping her options open, as she should. She was engaged to that guy, Jonathan Davino, for so long. So I appreciate her living her life, and we're seeing it on full display. Like, she's, you know, Taylor Swifting all the biggest actors out here. Speaking of other celebrities who were in attendance, here's Usher wearing a really long coat. I mean, I can't believe it's like, you know, hot in summer in Venice, because so many people are dressed up so heavily, and this coat is giving pajamas. Maybe he's going to the silk party. His wife behind him looks pretty confused. She also looks really tired, and I don't mean that to shade her, Jennifer, at all. I just think that there's a few celebrities who look really tired too. It almost seems like this was like a FO, like a Diddy freak off, you know. And also, is that Caitlyn Jenner over there? And do I see Caitlyn Jenner over there with the brown glasses on? Comment below. You see her. I know you see her. Tommy Hilfiger was there, and honestly, if you were to put him in a lineup, I would have had no idea, but I probably would have picked him out because there's something off. Actually, at one point, I saw that he almost fell into the canal.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Don't worry, Gramps was okay. Which, shout out to all of our grandpas who watch our channel, and grandmas. Shout out to you guys. Here's, again, Oprah wearing like the same color palette. She looks good, but it's always the same range between like a beige, a pink, a purple. And there's Gail in the background, always left behind. I feel so bad for her. She's always confused, frightened, left behind. They got no good photos of her. Kylie, Kendall, and Chris in their water taxi, and I cannot stand whatever's hanging off of Kendall's head. I just feel like it's so try hard. Kris Jenner's giving me like Cruella de Vil, but like in a good way. And then Kylie looks great. Kylie's, you know, she's always showing her body though. One thing she's going to do is show off that body. And there is Kendall with her hood on. Does not really make sense for me. This is why I said they look tired, because look at Kim here. You cannot tell me that she is not hung over and pushing some brand deal with that Sodi, trying to show us her next project. I wanted to point out this picture again of Lauren Sanchez, because I cannot believe that this was her wedding dress. I need you guys to comment below what you think of this look. I mean, a lot of her looks this weekend have been really over the top. Again, I think she's trying to launch her new celebrity social media career. Actually, this photo in particular sparked some headlines. I mean, look at their facial expressions back there. I feel so bad for them. Like, I feel like they need to GoFundMe. Also, why are they wearing these like super dated maid outfits? Like, we're back in time. Some people ask, why would Lauren even post this? Another person adds, it's giving Handmaid's Tale, which we all know is a story about a regime that treats women as property of the state. And by the looks of them, they're either terrified or they just hate the outfit. I also imagine a world where they are completely normal people, like they're totally okay, but they're just looking at that outfit like, ooh, really? You're gonna wear that one?
I get it. You're marrying money. He has money. You have money. A nice little $10 million wedding could have been nice. Imagine donating that $25 million as a PR stunt to the people of Venice. Then maybe we all wouldn't hate you as much.
Speaking of money, we've got a list of some of the richest people there. I don't know who all these people are. I mean, of course, I know Scooter Braun. He tried to take my channel away. We've got Oprah. I believe I saw Barack Obama on this list. Kylie Jenner, Jerry Seinfeld, Kendall, Orlando, Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney has $40 million. Ellie Goulding, I think they say $30 million, which I didn't know she got all that for the Lights On song. Or Lights Off, or whatever. You know, she's really buff now, so it's Lights Off. But I did want to take a look at some of the top contenders. Of course, not like Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos himself, because we know enough about him. But his father is one of the top people on the list, Miguel Bezos, because he invested a lot of money into Amazon back in 1995. So he got rich with his son. which kind of sounds like goals to go and create a company with your father and get rich off of it. Another billionaire there was Francois. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the rest of his name. He is worth $18 billion. He owns a bunch of brands like Gucci, Balenciaga, Saint Laurent, and he's also married to Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek, yeah. I did not know that, but you know, she scored big. It's giving Lauren Sanchez. I think I need to do a deep dive into Salma one day. And finally, I believe this guy was number 4 or so on the list. His name's Barry Diller. He's the former CEO of Paramount Pictures, Fox, and a bunch of things in Hollywood. That's how he built his fortune. He also has Tinder and Expedia, Match.com. So he's good at getting onto these media trends, investing a lot, and of course now he's a billionaire. Now I found that picture of Barry and his wife, and whenever I looked at the photo, I found this headline that reads, Barry Diller comes out as gay and in love with his wife. So I don't know what's going on with Barry and his personal life, but that was a lot for me to just unpack right there. I want to do a vibe check with you guys to see, what do you think of Lauren Sanchez? Do you guys like her? Are you a little bit icked out by her? I do see there's some mixed feelings online.
Why do I feel that one of the reasons Lauren Sanchez is getting so much hate right now is because she's another great example of a Latina stealing your men. Let's be so for real right now. She caught the biggest fish and y'all ain't handling it well.
Now this comment reads, from Latina to another, that's definitely not the reason at all. Another person writes, no babe, that is not what it is. No one wants Bezos, and us Latinas don't claim her at all. I think right now people are just so upset with the fact that this wedding was so incredibly wasteful, but I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I do think it's fascinating how she went from rich man to billionaire to a mega billionaire. I mean, that is quite an achievement. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye guys.